One of the most special things about gaming are all of the atmospheres and environments that we get to play through in the different worlds that our games inhabit or drop us into. This week, we're going to be exploring the wastelands of one of the strangest, most impactful titles I've found on the Game Pass as we get into the wastelands of Norco. Welcome back to the channel. As always, I am Colin, your Game Pass guru, here to Sherpa you up the mountain of content available on the Microsoft Game Pass for PC and Xbox. And this week, Norco is where we find ourselves. Now, it should be noted that if you're going to Google this game, Norco, make sure you include the word game. Otherwise, the FBI will wind up at your door. And as they just left here, they wanted me to make sure that I passed along that disclaimer to you. This game is a point-and-click narrative adventure title set in a twisted future in this dystopian world. The swamps of Louisiana are where our main character is dropped into. I struggle to call her the heroine because, full disclosure, I haven't beaten this game yet. And she is given to us from the outset as a selfish and family-abandoning deserter of a human being. So I don't know if she's the hero, but she's the main character. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to take a second and let you know that this game does have an aesthetic which can be kind of eye-bleeding. So if you don't like it, I get it. Just because you don't like the game doesn't mean you didn't like the video, so feel free to like the video and subscribe while you're down there if you haven't. Thanks so much for watching. Let's carry on and watch some Norco. Like I said, this game can be challenging to look at for long stretches of time, so we're going to kind of bounce around a little bit here. I don't want you to think that that means that the game is in any way off-putting or ugly, but it is taxing, at least to my eyes. Maybe I'm just overly sensitive. Who knows? This stupid millennialism. However, if the graphics don't scare you off, there is something beautiful to be discovered in this flooded world of Norco and the storm drains which some of the main characters have found themselves sleeping in from time to time. So often we find ourselves in a destroyed future where there has been an alien invasion or a nuclear war or the planet has been abandoned, but this world is so much more compelling to me than those because it's just a couple bad decisions and rough years away from being our world. This is the story of a small Louisiana town that has been all but abandoned by the country because of its constant flooding, and the only people that seem to still be interested in it are the oil companies, which tell you not to worry about the intense fire burning at the refinery or the security company, which for some reason has taken a huge stake of land on the outskirts of town. Our girl starts out with recounting how she left the shithole, no-good town she grew up in and kind of bummed all around the country and completely left behind the troubles of her youth, i.e. family. After her mother loses her battle with cancer, we go through flashbacks of story introducing you to the mental mechanics which allow you to make some choices and impact aspects of the character's psyche. See that we just had a monkey join our party. In fact, our stuffed monkey from childhood. And we can pray to a statue of the Virgin Mary, which is low-key a security robot. This is all the very opening. No big spoiler here. We're also introduced to the mind map, which allows us to connect the dots in the mystery that surround our mother's final project and the circumstances of our brother's disappearance. This is honestly all I want to say about the story because the more of it that I've been able to discover for myself, I think made the experience better. This is the sort of game where the childhood stuffed animal can join the party and fight with you while you assail the town hoodlums. Weird sentence since it makes it sound like that's a thing that other games have done, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. The combat is not the focus, nor is it an aspect of any real importance. The success or failure of it is what's important. I know it sounds like a cop-out when I say it, but if you like what you see here, this game is unlike anything I've played before. This is a story that I am immersed in, and I'm pretty desperate to get to the end of. I have so many questions and so many things that I am invested in with the twists and turns that Even the time it's taken me to make this video kind of hurts because there's so much more for me to uncover. There is one thing that is a little troublesome, and I don't think should necessarily keep this from being on everyone's list, but maybe some. That troublesomeness comes in the fact that this game does start with a warning that there is a depiction of self-deletion. I have to be careful about the words that are used here on YouTube because the last thing I want is for them to think that I'm in any way endorsing this activity. Self-harm and self-deletion are things that are very sensitive topics to a lot of people in the world, and I just want you to know that while I am engaged in this story, that is a thing that exists in this game. And if that's not a topic that you are comfortable with, more than understandable. If this is the kind of thing that strikes your interest and this is a world that you think you could get lost in, it's basically a Southern Gothic, destroyed humanity, science fiction, dystopian, cyberpunk version of True Detective, which I'm in. That sounds like a perfect game for me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of the support. Hopefully you found something interesting. At this point, we are well over a dozen videos made, so I hope you found something to play. Maybe I've saved you some time from things you thought you wanted to play. Let me know down in the comments what you're interested in, and maybe I'll be able to save you from finding out for yourself. If you want, feel free to join us over on Twitch as we play through some of the longer form versions on Game Pass together. Currently, we have abandoned Guardians of the Galaxy, video coming soon, for Life is Strange True Colors. Jump over and join the conversation. Thank you so much for all of your support. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one, and it's sooner than you think. See ya!